Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something really valuable for anyone looking to grow.
Yeah, whether you're prepping for a big meeting or just, curious.
Exactly. And this deep dive, it's built around a fantastic set of sources. Basically, a booklet of self-coaching questions and exercises.
Mm-hmm. Designed to help professionals understand where they are now, where they could go.
And crucially, how to actually get there.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is how these materials encourage a truly introspective look at leadership.
Right. It's not just generic advice.
Not at all. It prompts you to discover your own path, your own answers. It's like a personalized roadmap.
A roadmap to becoming the leader you envision, highlighting surprising facts and actionable insights.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to pull out the most important nuggets, give you a shortcut to being well informed about this whole leadership self-coaching idea.
So, where do we even begin when we talk about becoming a better leader?
Well, this material starts right at the core, the fundamental why.
Asking things like, what is the destination?
And why do you really want to be a better leader? It pushes beyond just the immediate thing, like a promotion.
Yeah, it digs into that deeper purpose.
Yeah.
What's the real power in starting with that big why from your perspective?
The power is definitely in uncovering what the material calls the goal behind the immediate goal.
Okay,
It forces you to ask, what will achieving this deeper leadership truly give me,
right. Is it purpose impact?
Or maybe just more genuine personal fulfillment. That clarity, it anchors your motivation in something way more sustainable than just external rewards.
So it moves you from just skills to identity.
Precisely. It's about embodying something new.
And then it gets even more personal, doesn't it? With questions like, what type of leader do you want to be?
Yeah, and who do you see when you look in the mirror? That classic current self versus desired self.
So how does this booklet help bridge that gap?
Yeah.
Because that can feel like a big jump.
Well, this is where it introduces a really powerful tool. It's an exercise called Leaders You Admire and Inspire You.
You?
And the brilliance here isn't just, picking heroes. It's a framework for self-modeling.
Self-modeling.
Yeah, you pick 1 to 3 leaders, could be from work, sports, history, family, anywhere really.
Okay.
Then you break down what inspires you, their strengths, behaviors, values.
The specifics.
Exactly. But here's the real nugget, the direct challenge. Which of these do you already show?
Ooh.
Which do you not show? What do you want to start showing? And maybe just as important, what do you want to stop showing?
Wow, that makes it concrete.
Totally. It translates that admiration into actionable steps for your own development, makes the aspirational tangible, basically. It's like your personal blueprint for change.
Okay, so once you have a clearer vision, you inevitably have to face reality, right?
Yeah,
Challenges pop up.
always.
And this deep dive asks some really practical questions about those pitfalls. What risks are ahead? How can you prepare?
Standard planning, yeah.
But then it gets really interesting and asks, how will you get yourself back up when you fall? That's more than planning. That's resilience.
That's exactly where this material introduces a critical idea, turning crisis into opportunity.
Which can sound like a bit of a cliche sometimes.
It can, but here it's about building a proactive resilience mindset. The booklet asks directly, how could you support and motivate yourself in a crisis?
Great.
And how could you turn crisis or challenges into opportunities? These questions, they're designed to activate a solution-focused approach.
So look beyond the setback.
Exactly. Look for the growth, the innovation that often only emerges under pressure. It's about shifting from victim to, well, architect of your comeback.
I like that. And I love the idea it brings in about drawing on external wisdom here.
Ah, yes.
It suggests asking, what would a person you admire and trust suggest you do?
Which ties perfectly into that other exercise, the help with dealing with challenges one.
Right. You identify admired people, list what you admire, and then think about challenges you face. What's the hidden power there?
Well, the power is really in cognitive reframing and skill transfer
Okay, explain that.
by asking, how would the people you admire tackle these challenges? Which skills would they use? How would they manage people?
Uh-huh.
You're essentially stepping outside your own viewpoint. You're not just admiring them passively, you're internalizing their approaches.
So you're borrowing their strategies, almost.
Kind of. It helps you pinpoint concrete skills you could apply or develop yourself, gives you a mental toolkit, and then prompts you to actually commit to an action based on those insights. Hashtag the power of ownership in team dynamics.
Okay, so beyond just dealing with crises, leadership is also massively about taking action, right?
Huh?
And owning the result.
Absolutely. Taking ownership.
This material really hammers that home. It asks, flat out, ready to take ownership.
And what actions and outcomes can you take ownership of? It makes you define it.
It even prompts you to look back. When have you successfully taken ownership before? What did you do? Tapping into past wins, maybe?
Yes, exactly. Building on success. And it delves into what responsibility really means. What will responsibility involve? What and who can you take responsibility for? It's not just credit, it's accountability for everything, successes and failures, and for the people around you.
Right, the team aspect.
Yeah, and it also gets into the practical side, the nuts and bolts. How will you create the plan that you then execute successfully, linking the idea to actual execution?
And as you said, leadership isn't a solo act. It's deeply tied to your team.
Absolutely critical.
And the source pivots right into that with the move forwards with your team exercise. It asks you to consider, what strengths and development areas do you see in your team? Standard enough.
But then
the brave one. What strengths and development areas do your team see in you? Oof. That takes guts to ask.
it really does, and you have to be ready to listen to the answer. This exercise pushes for a genuine 360-degree perspective.
Goes further too, right?
Oh yeah, it asks, what do your team want from you? And how do your team want you to be as a leader? That encourages real empathy, responsive leadership.
And it hits trust head on.
Directly. How much trust exists in the team? How much do they trust you? And then the action. What specifically could you do to help your team members?
Wow. So it moves beyond just your ambition to the team's success, makes them active partners.
Exactly. It's a profound self-assessment, but for collective benefit. # striving for excellence and the bigger picture.
Okay, so vision, check. Resilience, check. Team focus, check. But what about, truly striving for excellence?
Pushing the boundaries.
This deep dive definitely pushes you there. What is required for excellence? How can you increase your performance level towards excellence? So it's a high bar.
It does. Well, what's fascinating, I think, is the emphasis on your personal best, not just comparing yourself to others.
Okay.
The material specifically asks, how will you ensure you always measure yourself against the best version of yourself and not against others?
That's a key distinction.
Huge. It encourages growth rooted in self-awareness. Continuous improvement that's authentic to you, not some external, maybe unrealistic benchmark. It's about internal mastery.
And to keep that going, it asks about monitoring progress, obviously.
Standard stuff, tracking progress.
But then it deepens the challenge quite significantly, I thought, with this question about accountability. How will you become both your biggest critic and greatest fan?
That's a powerful duality, isn't it? Being tough on yourself, but also your own cheerleader.
Yeah. Which seems to lead us naturally into the bigger picture section. Because ultimately, leadership is tied to who you are deep down.
Precisely. That's where it connects leadership to your fundamental identity. It asks things like, what are your values?
The core stuff.
What do you really believe in, and how could they help you be the best person and leader you can be?
And it doesn't shy away from obstacles either.
No, it asks, what beliefs do you hold that might be delaying you or preventing you from becoming the leader you want to be? Forces you to confront those self-limiting narratives.
I really like the imaginative exercise in this part.
The film debut one.
Yeah. Imagine you are 75, attending the premiere of a film about your life as a leader. What 3 major events would be featured? That's, wow, a powerful way to think about legacy.
It really is. Forces you to think long-term impact, proactively define it, and it follows with, how do you want to be spoken about and remembered?
And ultimately ties it back to fulfillment, doesn't it?
Yes. What about leadership makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? How does it contribute to your overall success? It shifts the focus from just doing leadership to being a leader and the satisfaction that brings. # outro.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive into leadership self-coaching, it's really shown us that becoming a better leader isn't just about, grabbing new skills.
No, it's much deeper than that.
It's fundamentally about asking the right questions of yourself, isn't it?
Absolutely. Clarifying that deep why, preparing for challenges proactively.
Empowering your team, striving for your own best.
And doing it all in a way that lines up with your core values.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, like the material does, this isn't just professional development, is it?
Not at all. It's profound personal growth. It even challenges you to think about the alternative, the cost.
Right. It asks, if you don't become the leader you want to be, why will this be important? How will it affect you? That's a powerful motivator.
A real call to action through self-reflection.
So thinking about all this, what does it really mean for you, the listener? As you reflect on your own leadership journey, maybe consider this final provocative thought we took from the material.
If you were the absolute bravest version of yourself,
Yeah, if you were truly brave, what's one specific thing you would do differently, starting today, to move just one step closer to the leader you genuinely want to be?